church.net. I am here with the 10th in the 12 Projects of Christmas 2021. I can't believe we are on project number 10 already. That's crazy. But I think it was in project number 8 I talked about going back into the archives and getting some techniques and things that I've used in the past long ago. And now today I am going to do that again. I'm going to go back to a project that I made many, many years ago and resurrect it with current product. I hope you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed making it, and I look forward to sharing it with you. So let's get going. So one thing I feel like I got really good at during the COVID lockdown are projects that have designer series paper. And I think the reason for that is because I wanted people to be able to take classes, and classes from home using a lot of designer series paper was one of the easiest ways to get people involved, because I could provide all of those supplies. And if they just had a sentiment, then typically we could do that project together. So I'm still doing classes like that. And I've got here today just some designer series paper, again, the Heartwarming Hugs. So what I did was, now I'm posting 2 videos 2 days in a row for the 12 Projects of Christmas. And so I decided to use the same designer series paper. So then when you go to my blog post, you'll see the post will cover both of the last 2 projects. So that, again, that blog post link will be down in the comments below. So I've got this designer series paper, Heartwarming Hugs, from the mini catalog. It is scored in half. So these are 4x4 squares scored in half at 2 inches and 2 inches, and then once diagonally corner to corner. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these all the ways. And that diagonal one we're actually going to tuck in so that you've got this this opening that looks like this. But I'm going to use my bone folder so that it gets a nice crease. So once you've got your 5 pieces all folded like this, now we're going to be gluing them together. And so I want to make sure, like, not to get my stripes next to each other and so on. So I'm going to actually use, I think, this one as my first piece. And then on the back of that, I will use my liquid glue to adhere the next one. So I'm just going to do different ones. I'm going to look on the inside. That one's red. So I don't want a red inside right next to that. But I can do a red outside. So I'm going to use this one. And then we'll go with this one next, I think. So we want the openings on the same side every time. So I'll just keep adhering all 5 of these together, making sure their edges are lining up well. It's going to make for a nicer finished product that way, or project. So you can see what's happening here. We're getting this cute little star going on. And then we're going to add this one next. I think we're safe to do a red inside. And we want to separate. Oh, this is going to be nice. Perfect. And just, just pick random papers that you have. And I like the holiday ones, but this certainly can be done with any sort of designer series paper. All right, so we've got this going on. And what I love about this is it creates a star that you can hang on your Christmas tree, or you can add little pictures to each of these squares on the inside, or even some of the diagonals if you want to, although that would be a little bit more work. But I think it's fun to have something hanging on your Christmas tree that has a personal touch to it. And then it makes a great gift as well, especially if you're using some pictures of friends or family members to whom you're giving this. So I love that. So next we're going to take that same ribbon from the Playful Pets. I think it's a combo pack. And I'm just going to put a little adhesive to the corner that's open. And we're just going to put our ribbon down. Oh, no. I'm glad I caught myself. I'm going to take a button next. Now, we don't have buttons in the catalog right now, but I'm going to take an old button that we have from the Designer Vintage Faceted Buttons pack. And I'm going to use one of the smaller ones. And what I'm going to do now is put my ribbon ends through there. Now, the holes are tiny, so if you have trouble, a couple different things. I like to really make a point on my ribbon. So I'm going to cut this at a serious point to it. I hope you can see that on camera. There we go. Oh my word. So when you're threading this through, really give it an exaggerated point. I found that really, really helped. And then we want the other end through the other hole. Oh, we're going to need even more of a point. All right, hopefully that'll do the trick. As long as you can get it through there, you know, you can pull it through then and it should be fine. All right, so then we'll want to bring our ends about the same length. And then we're gonna go back to this, adhere our end on the one side. And then I've got a scallop circle that is cut from the Layering Circles dies, which are currently on back order. Actually, not even back order. They're unorderable because of our big die sale the last few days. But I'm going to put some glue on the back of that, and that's going to help hold that ribbon in place. So we'll adhere that down now. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I want to put a little adhesive on this end to help hold it in place. And then if we have to go back and rub some of the adhesive off, what I love about the Stampin' Seal is that you can. It is easy to rub off, relatively easy to rub off. And believe me, I would know. I take projects apart all of the time, I feel like. All right, so we've got our 2 scallops on there, and now I'm just gonna show you what this button helps to do now. It helps to close that up. So you see that? Now I'm going to just take this folded end here and make a knot in it. So I'm gonna make a loop and put the folded end through, and then we've got a cute hanger then. And like I said, it can hang on a Christmas tree if you want to, and it can hang this way, or you can open it up, and I'll open it up again in just a little bit. So we've got this basic thing put together. Now we're going to bring in a couple of just plain circles that we'll be able to decorate. I'm going to bring in some grid paper, and then I am using the Tidings and Trimmings bundle. And all I did with the dies is cut out a couple of holly leaves, and I love the size of these leaves. I love that it cuts some detail in them as well. And also what I love is it comes with 2 sets of the leaves, so you can cut more of them at once. And then it's even got this teeny tiny little berry die that cuts out 6 little berries at once. So it'll cut out enough for both of these sets of holly leaves. I'm just going to use the leaves, and then I'm going to grab the stamp set here, and I've got the Noel, and we're going to stamp that in red. Scratch that. We're going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow. And this Noel, like I said, comes from the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set. We're just going to ink it up here. And then we're going to take this little sprig, I guess, for lack of a better word, and we're going to stamp that in real red. And we're just going to stamp a couple of those. And maybe one more, no, maybe not. I don't want to ruin it. Sometimes less is more, right? Then we'll take these leaves and we'll just put a little adhesive. I'm glad my adhesive isn't running really hot and heavy right now, so I'm able to control it. Actually, I think we want to go this way. It's hard to tell for sure which end is the right end to have down on these holly leaves, but I don't think it'll matter in the end. It'll be so stinking cute. So we'll put those here with a little red in the background, which I think looks really nice. And for our dots, we're going to bring in the matte decorative dots. And actually, these are from the mini catalog in the Sweet Stockings suite. And they have some tiny, tiny, tiny little matte dots. So we're going to use those. And these matte dots are fun because they're different colors. So we have dark, this is a cherry cobbler, and then lighter versions of the same color as we go. So even though we're using real red here for our stamping, I think it looks just fine having those cherry cobbler matte dots. And then on this other circle, we are going to do the to from, because I love being able to put that, I love that stamp. And there are actually quite a few stamp sets that have that, but I tend to keep those because I use them a lot, the to and the from. So then on the back side, so we've got the front side here, we're going to add our Noel, and I'm just going to use some liquid glue because I've got those matte dots on there and they're a little bit bumpy. So we'll just adhere that to the front, making sure our Noel is right side up from the hanger. And then we'll flip the back and we'll put the to from back there. That way, if you give this as a gift, then you're set. And then they'll always remember who this cute little gift is from. And the other option is, of course, to stamp the back side as well. And then, like I said, you can hang it on the tree like that, or let me open this up now. So you push the button out of the way, and then you get your star. Let me zoom out of there for just a second. And then push your button back down, and that holds it together. Actually, we want our, there we go. And then it can hang on the tree like that. Oh, it's so cute. I hope you've enjoyed this in the 12 Projects of Christmas series. And I will be back very soon for the other ones because we will have our last one right around Thanksgiving. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss a video.